Okay, so today we are making a smaller log. It's a custom one that I am doing to, it was inspired by the Hunter's Blue Moon that we're actually going to have October 31st. So it's on Halloween. And so this is going to be kind of an all blue soap. And I have a cool in bed that we're going to be using for this one, and some little soapy chunks that I made for the stars. So this one is actually going to be, it's a celestial soap, so it's celestially inspired by this year's blue moon, Hunter's Blue Moon, which is actually going to happen on Halloween, October 31st this year. So anyway, I already have my lye solution, goat's milk and lye solution, and my oils already in here. So real quick, we're just going to hit this with a stick blender just for a minute. And then I'm going to use my whisk the rest of the way because I want this to kind of stay a little fluid for right now while I separate into layers, which I'm going to have a swirl with some activated charcoal, and then the rest of the batch is going to be colored with sky blue mica from Nuture soap to get that nice light blue sky. And at the end of the video, I will show you what the photograph that inspired. It was actually inspired because our youngest and my oldest daughter have an interest in astronomy, and my oldest is actually taking an astronomy course at college this semester. So that's kind of brought our attention to what was going on celestially in 2020. Some positive things to look forward to. And this one was really cool because it's a blue moon and Hunter's moon at the same time, which hasn't happened, I believe, since 1955. And this one's actually going to be visible the entire world over, which hasn't happened since 1944. So I am going to, I think I'm gonna, because activated charcoal can increase trace a little bit, so I'm gonna pour off what we're going to use for our swirl, which isn't gonna be too much because I don't want too much of a swirl, too much of a black swirl. So anyway, so for this little tiny cup, little amount, we're going to add some activated charcoal and get that mixed up. I want it to be nice and dark. And it is obviously a moon, so you can only see it. Well, not usually. You can actually see them in the morning sometimes, depending on where you're at. We can see them here in the morning really early on our drive. So I want it to be a little darker than that. So I'll just use all of it. But so obviously we're going to have some darkness. And hopefully, even though we are still in our tropical season, so who knows what's going to be going on. Hurricane season is still in effect until, well, it can actually go into December, even though it ends in November. There have been hurricanes in December before, so always vigilant. Although it's actually getting cooler this year, the Gulf is, so that kind of helps us to not get a lot of tropical weather, or it dissipates before it gets here. All right, so we got that. And then for the rest of the batch, we're using our sky blue. And depending on how this turns out, what shade this goes, I'm going to see if I need to use some activated charcoal or not to lighten it up, but I think this is looking good. So I think we're okay. In fact, I might need to add a little bit more. That all scraped out in there. I was so excited. I actually found latex gloves the other day. Oh, the vinyl gloves make my hands so sweaty. Really appreciate it. I haven't been able to find or afford latex gloves, but these we found. Got a really good deal on some latex gloves, so I was kind of stoked about that. The things we are learn to appreciate. This year has been one of those years where you have to dig deep to find things to be grateful for and be thankful for, and I am definitely thankful for finding some latex gloves. It's the little things that make me happy, and it's the little things that help us to finding joy in the little things helps us to get through the stuff like we're going through right now. One heck of a year, right? Oh well. Alrighty, so that's our blue. I'm gonna add me fragrance oil before I go and forget. And the fragrance oil has notes of melon, orange slices, citrus peel, a hint of fresh cut grass, plus base notes of jasmine, violet, and lavender with soft, exotic, woody notes to round it all out. So it sounds clean, bright, and oh my gosh, mellow gorgeousness going on in here. And I thought all these, the blue moon, getting outside and looking, if you can see it, if you have good weather, you know, especially if you live out in the country, which we do not, but we actually can see quite a bit of the sky, even though we live so close to civilization. All right, so this is actually gonna go on top. So this part is gonna have to sit. So we're gonna do an in the pot swirl, well, at least some. Do a little in the pot swirl with this. I'm gonna see what that's looking like before I go, and maybe we'll do a drop swirl for the rest. I don't want it getting too muddied. But for the picture you'll see, I need some of it to be kind of clumped together. Going to add our little soapy shreds, which these are just, it's white cold processed soap that I dusted with some Mystic Blue Enviro Glitter from Nuture soap, and we're gonna drop those in, and I'm probably gonna have to get those pushed in there so we can get those down in. Messing up my drop swirl in the process. And we'll put our moon in there. All right. And then I'm gonna pour just a little bit of our black. Just stir that up a little bit. It's been really cool today, so I don't know why this is kind of heating up on me, but oh well. Well, that was a lot more black there than I wanted. Oh my gosh, the best laid plans of mice and men, right? And then I'm going to add a few more of our little stars. And I'm going to save a few for the top to kind of break up that black there. Pour the rest of our base back over here. Get our blue moon all covered up. And I keep on wanting to break out into song every time I say blue moon. You keep me standing alone. I think that's the words, I don't know. Song in My Heart, something like that. Dream of My Own. I won't sing. I might get in trouble anyway. Get those little, all our little soapy shreds covered up in there. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna put the rest of this dolloped on the top. And with these, I really never discount the oil or anything for the embeds. So these end up always, anytime I ever have an embed, because the cold process soap in the embed has cured, so it is the weight that it's going to be, so it doesn't generally get any lighter. So these bars end up being quite nice and generous bars and heavy. So you get your money's worth out of these guys. So I'm just gonna play around with this and see what we come up with here. I'd like to be able to see some of the blue. I just wanted it to be kind of uneven. Well, I don't want to see the stars though, so. There we go. This side's looking good. And that blue pulled up. Always do much better with the side facing me than I do with the opposite side. All right, clean up our edges here. All right, then I'm gonna add some of our, just a few of our little remaining soapy shreds along the top. I don't want these to fall out, so we're gonna try to put them down a little bit. Make sure that each bar is gonna have at least one. And use every last bit of it. Always go back, and when I'm editing, I see where I could have added, and I can't really tell when I'm looking. But I can always say, oh, I should have put one right there. I'll also tap that down a little bit so we can make sure that they're all gonna stay put. I think I'm gonna hit this with a little, right back and get me some fresh gloves because my hands are sweaty in these too, but I'll be right back and I'm gonna hit this with some Enviro glitter on top. All right, so I've got some blue. I can't remember what this is called, Enviro glitter, what color this is, but I'll figure it out and I'll put it in the description box. We're gonna do just a little bit of this one. I don't really wanna take away from the black too much. And then just a little bit of the Super Sparkle, I think this one is. Super, I'll put that one down there too because I don't remember exactly which ones these are offhand. All right, so that is it. That's it for the glitter. We're gonna try to use some self-control and just keep it really light so we don't disturb the cool design we got going on there. All right, so this is Blue Moon, and it will be available as part of our November soap release. The video for this is actually coming out. It should be coming out on October 31st, so Halloween. It'll be the first video that we have posted in quite a while, and it was the first one I really wanted to. I had a specific day, obviously, because the blue moon is on October 31st. I wanted this one to be there, but to be on that date. We will be back in about 18-24 hours, depending on our humidity, which has actually been kind of high, but you know, that's Florida. Anyway, we'll be back and we will cut it up and see what she looks like on the inside, and I'll show you the picture at the end of the video, and you can see how close I came to my inspiration picture. All right, it's been probably over 24, maybe even 48 hours. I don't know. I've lost track of when I made this one, but I'm kind of excited to see what it looks like on the inside. See how our blue moon turned out. I had to actually do research into what a blue moon was. The only thing I knew about it was that it was when Smurfs were born previously. But a fun fact, it's actually the second full moon in 1 month. So we had a full moon on October 1st, and then the blue moon is going to be on Halloween, October 31st. And it's actually a hunter's blue moon because it is the full moon that follows the harvest moon, which we had on October 1st. So which makes it a hunter's blue moon. All right, I think that looks really cool with my little clouds up there, which you'll see in the picture what those, the black is for, and the little stars with the white and our blue moon. If only I could have got those stars to be glow in the dark, but the glow in the dark mica is really expensive, so. And this was kind of a spur of the moment thing, so I didn't have time to plan for that. But it still looks like a cool celestial soap. So this particular hunter's blue moon is very rare. It's only ever happened, last happened in 1955, but that was only visible, like I said before, in parts of the world. This one is going to be visible all over the world, and that hasn't happened since 1944. So kind of cool. And I thought it was worth making a soap inspired by that, since it hasn't happened in such a very long time, and we need to celebrate anything we can right now. I think this blue, it's looking more gray on the camera, but it's nice, kind of a sky blue, which is what it's supposed to look like. That's the name of the mica. But super cool, and these are going to be really heavy with that embed in there, and they're nice and tall. And they will be available at the end of October. And this video should be coming out on October 31st, when the blue moon will be visible. So hopefully everybody has clear weather and can go out and see it. But if you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. And if you want to subscribe, we really appreciate all of our subscribers, and you can get notifications if you want whenever we upload a new video. But we thank you for watching, and we hope you have a very blessed day.